to Vlogmas Day 2. It is Thursday, it is 9:37 and I have just finished editing day 1 of Vlogmas. It took me rather a while. It is 31 minutes. They are not going to be that long every day, definitely. Right, I need to go to Aldi to get some bits for dinner and then I'm going to go and get a walk. I think, have a nice walk around the lake and get some fresh air, and then back here for this blimmin' list here, which is rather a lot of things to do. Aldi is done. Time for some fresh air and a little bit of exercise. I've not been here for a while, and they're doing a lot of forestry work. Loads of trees have been chopped down. It's surprisingly quiet here this morning. Very peaceful, apart from the seagulls, and very pleasant. Oh my goodness, the cygnets have got so big since I was last here. They're almost full-size adults now, apart from the colouring, you barely know. Yeah, I don't want to say autumn because it's winter now, but the leaves are just so beautiful, aren't they? Such lovely colours. Lovely, I see the humidity's done. My freshly dried hair, the world of good. That was a really nice walk actually, it really blew the cobwebs away. Although, because of the forestry work they're doing, they've cut off quite a lot of the path around the lake. And you have to go on a not so attractive detour around near the road, but all for the greater good in the end, I'm sure. One of the reasons I like to walk here is because you are required to keep your dogs on a lead. People who have dogs are required to keep them on a lead around the lake because presumably of the wildlife, I imagine. I am very, very nervous of dogs that I don't know. I was attacked by a dog as a teenager, and it has left me with an probably everlasting fear of dogs I don't know coming up to me. And as I said, that's one of the reasons I walk here. Some people keep their dogs off leads and they run up to you anyway, but you know, not everybody's always going to follow every rule, are they? But what astounds me is that when a dog runs up to me, and I flinch when a dog runs up to me. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't matter what size it is, whether it's big, small or medium. I physically flinch because it scares me when a dog runs up to me. I guess it's some mild form of PTSD perhaps. I do it involuntarily, you know, I don't want to flinch, but I just do it because I'm scared. And the amount of people who, rather than call their dog away, because you're obviously scared that the dog's run up to you, the amount of people who don't do that and instead just say to you, oh, don't worry, he or she is really friendly. Doesn't really matter, does it, how friendly your dog is? Because dogs aren't always, you know, dogs can be perfectly friendly and then kill someone, can't they? Or also, you know, if someone obviously doesn't like dogs or doesn't, you know, is scared of dogs, they don't necessarily want your dog running up to them and jumping at them. I just think it's a really silly thing to say, and I realise that that is coming from a place of me being scared. Perhaps people don't really mind strange dogs running up to them and jumping up at them as a rule, but I just think, oh, he's really friendly, don't worry, is obviously said for the right intentions, you know, but please, if you see someone, if you're a dog owner and you see someone who's really scared and your dog's run up to them and they're, you know, obviously uncomfortable, please call the dog off rather than tell the person that it's okay, you know. Random thought for the day then. It is 12:15. 12:15. I'm still uploading yesterday's video. It rendered by the time I got back, and then I had to upload it, and it's taking forever. Sorry, just heard a noise. Anyway, it is Advent calendar time. And today in Space NK we have this Paula's Choice Exfoliate. Exfoliate. It's a liquid exfoliator, 2% BHA, liquid exfoliant with salicylic acid. I very much like this. I've used it before. I enjoyed it. I've possibly still got another one of these in smaller size lurking around, but really nice full size as well. That is it compared with the Marks and Spencer item for today. So yeah, really good, nice full size one in the Space NK calendar. Bear in mind, of course, the Space NK calendar is a lot more expensive than the Marks and Spencer one, and this is a Ren Brightening Dark Circle Eye Serum, or eye cream. Nice packaging. It's got a little pump on the top. I don't really use a separate eye cream. I find that a separate eye cream is a step too far. I'm just not one. I have got an eye cream sitting in my skincare. What's it called? Something Sally. Round and round thing. I'm sure it will come to me at some point. Lazy Susan, not Sally at all. Lazy Sally. My skincare Lazy Susan that sits on the side in the bathroom. I have a separate eye cream and I haven't picked it up in months because I just use my normal stuff all over my face. I feel like separate eye cream is a bit of a marketing thing, although I do like the brand Ren, so maybe I'll try it. We shall see. It's 2:30 and I meant to say to you in the last clip that I filmed, it is still the same day. I know I have a different top on. I managed to spill melted butter, melted margarine actually, all down the other top that I had on, so I covered all the stains in flour and took it off. You can't really wear a flour stained top, can you? So yeah, that's why I have a different outfit on. I'm gonna go dark for a minute. I've just published yesterday's Vlogmas, the first Vlogmas, and getting some lovely comments. You all seem to be enjoying it, so thank you very much for that. Somebody said in the comments that they were going to, I can't remember the name, sorry, apologies, just looking for somewhere to put you. I'll have to go in the cupboard, stay in the cupboard a sec. Yeah, somebody said in the comments that they were going to put up a few decorations every day so they didn't get overwhelmed by the whole decorating the house thing. And I think that is such a good idea. I'm just taking grapes off the thing and pushing them into a pot, so if I'm looking down that's fine. I think that is a really good idea because, shall I tell you a secret? I don't very much enjoy putting Christmas decorations up, and it always somehow feels, just drop them on the floor, always somehow feels very wrong to admit that and to say, don't actually enjoy putting decorations up. It feels wrong. But it always feels like a big, overwhelming job. So I think I'm going to start at the weekend and put just a few up every day until they're done. We won't be putting our main tree because we have a real tree. We won't get it until the following weekend. But there's plenty that I can be putting up in the meantime. So I think that's a really good idea. So thank you to whoever that was, because that's what I'm going to do as well. I think I'm going to go and do today's charity donation now. Let's go and do that, shall we? Okay, it's time for today's charity donation. I've got my jar here. I am delving deep into the jar, and today we have Anne Baker says, good morning Caroline, lovely idea. Could I ask that you add Marie Curie to your list please? I've just lost my 94-year-old aunt and she passed away in the hospice in Liverpool in the next room to where my mum passed. The nurses and all the staff were amazing. Thank you. Looking forward to Vlogmas. It would be an absolute pleasure to donate to Marie Curie. My father-in-law was helped by Marie Curie nurses when he passed away as well about 15 years ago, so I know what amazing work they do. And I think probably everybody watching this has had their life touched in some way by cancer and knows what the Marie Curie charity does. So yes, it will be a pleasure to donate to this one. Right, donation is done. Thank you again to Anne Baker for nominating Marie Curie. I wanted to say as well, while we are doing the charities. Several have been nominated more than once. I would like to donate to 24 different charities, so if they come out of the jar again when I've nominated them once with someone else's nomination, I'm going to go on to another one just because I would like to donate to 24 different charities, and spread the love, as it were, you know, spread the love a little bit. Right, I have got, that's how much of my list I've managed to get done. That's how much I've still got to do. Although the stuff on the bottom of it is not all urgent. There's a couple of cleaning jobs. And I'll tell you what else I wanted to do is order the cushions. I forgot to talk to you about cushions after I went and looked at cushions yesterday. And what I did discover is in both Marks and Spencer's and Next, although they didn't have the cushions that I wanted, all the cushions have much firmer cushion pads. They feel much better quality than those pancake ones I've got on my sofa at the moment. So I am going to order the ones that I've seen online that I like the look of, hoping that they will be, well, they're bound to be the same quality, aren't they, as they're a similar price and from the same place. So fingers crossed. So I'm going to order those this afternoon, then a couple of cleaning jobs, and then I might sit down and watch a bit of telly, or I might read my book for a little while before it's time to cook some dinner. Just having a little catch up with Carla, who's just back from her Mediterranean cruise, and she's just told me a lovely story, so I thought she ought to tell it to you.
I was just in Home Bargains, buying a mop and bucket, amongst other things, and a gentleman at the next table with a green beard, which made him stand out a bit, said to me, "My wife loves you." And I was like, "Oh, hi, thank you." And he was like, "I'm going to have to take a photo because she'll never believe I bumped into you. So there I am posing with a mop and bucket."
Did he tell you what his...
That gentleman and his wife, if you happen to watch Caroline's channel as well.
Did he tell you what his name was?
He didn't know, and I was a bit... I had Anthony with me, so I had Anthony there sniggering. So I didn't think to ask.
Brilliant.
Anthony was there laughing at me.
Had a really nice catch up with Carla. It was lovely to catch up with her after... Feels like ages since we spoke, actually. We saw each other not that long ago, but I don't think our diaries are going to coincide again before Christmas, unfortunately, which is a shame. But I've just come out here because I wanted to show you the stunning sky. How gorgeous is that? Right, I'm going to answer some more of your Christmas questions, although the first question is not at all Christmassy, but that's fine. It's from Knick Knack Needles, and the question is, your pasta cooking tip, please. Thanks. Random. I'm glad you didn't ask me my rice cooking tip, because that would be buy the microwave rice. It's much easier than the world's worst rice cooker. My pasta cooking tip is, and this is a good one because it saves energy as well, bring your water to a boil, your salted water to a boil. Put your pasta in, put the lid on the pan, turn the gas or electric off or remove it from the heat, and keep the lid on the pan, keep it on for the amount of time it says on the packet to cook the pasta. Take the lid off at the end of that, give it a good stir, and it will be perfectly cooked, a little bit al dente, absolutely perfect, and you've saved all those 9 or 10 minutes of gas or electric, which is a good thing at the moment, isn't it? Try it and let me know if it works for you. I always cook pasta like that. Every time I cook pasta, I cook it like that. Next question was Linny, from Linny, and she says, do you have turkey or something different for lunch? And we have always had turkey, despite, it's just tradition, isn't it? Despite the fact it's not my favourite, we always have it, and I guess we're going to be having it this year, but we are not going to be at home, so who knows. What would you like to have for Christmas lunch if it was free reign?
Well, I wouldn't like turkey, but it's tradition.
I wouldn't like turkey, but it's tradition, he says.
Also, we all want Brussels sprouts, and they're traditional too.
Yeah, we always have Brussels sprouts, and nobody likes those. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, weird. Granny likes Brussels sprouts.
No, she doesn't. It's a lie.
She does actually like them.
No way. Impossible.
Yeah. Sleep Nannies asks, if you could have an alternative Christmas, how would you do it? On a beach in the Maldives. I have lobbied for alternative Christmases in the past, and Ash, is it fair to say you didn't want to do that as well or not?
No, I would be very keen to go away at Christmas.
He'd be keen.
If you have too much extended family to see it, we couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's not, yes, very true. I don't know if you heard that. He said it's difficult with extended family to see over Christmas, and, well, you know, one has familial obligations, and it's not always that easy to just pack up and go away, is it? But Ashley's never been that keen to go away over Christmas, but I would at the drop of a hat if it were possible. No problem at all. I'd very much enjoy that. Sylvia Edwards says, best place to go in Devon for an afternoon winter tea, and I'm afraid I have absolutely no idea. Fun fact, I don't think I have ever, actually that's not true because I went with Carla. I've been out once for afternoon tea in my entire 54 years on this planet. Is that quite odd? I feel like that's quite odd. No particular reason, but yeah, Carla and I went somewhere. We had a lovely afternoon tea in a big barn a few years ago, just before COVID. It was the February before COVID. And I was looking at the pictures of it the other night, actually. I was going back through pictures on my camera. Yeah, anyway. Di Kane says, what does your Christmas Day menu look like? I do not know because I am not in charge of Christmas Day this year. So I will let you know after Christmas what it looks like. And then a similar question, Beer Lambs says, do you have a set menu that you guys generally have for Christmas? Yes, but when we're hosting Christmas ourselves, we always have roast turkey with all the trimmings and Christmas pudding. I don't like Christmas pudding at all. Haven't eaten Christmas pudding for years. Just not but it's just not nice. It's stodgy and I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. Just not my Christmas pudding, in fact. But yeah. New York Lady 14 says, hi Caroline, do you have any favourite or sentimental tree ornaments? I do, and I will show them to you as and when I put the decorations up. I think we've all got a few ones that remind us of happy times and things like that, or that we've had for a long time, don't we? Kerry Jane 76 says, who is cooking Christmas dinner this year, you or Mr. Matthews? Neither of us, as I've already said. But another fun fact, I have never ever cooked Christmas dinner in my life, and I don't intend to. Ashley has traditionally always cooked roast dinner in this house, and therefore he is very happy to do it, I should say. If he didn't want to do it, I would very happily cook, but I wouldn't be as good as he is at cooking a Christmas dinner. But yes, because he's always the cooker of roast dinners in this house, he tends to be the chef at Christmas as well, and I think he enjoys it. I think it keeps him busy and he's happy in the kitchen with a glass of wine or six. Kerry Jane 76 also asked, and this will be the last one for today, I think, what is your favourite Christmas carol? I love all the old traditional carols, and I love listening to carols from Kings on Radio 4. Is it Radio 4? I think it's Radio 4. Or is it Classic? One of the two. On Christmas Eve. It's just that a church choir singing traditional Christmas carols just sends shivers down my spine. It makes me quite emotional, and I just love that. Right, that brings us on to gift idea of the day, and I've just been going through some of your comments on yesterday's video, and I noticed a couple of people said that they had thought the little refillable perfume spray was a really good idea, so I'm really glad that you were pleased with that idea. Today's idea is something that I bought myself not long ago, and I think anybody who is a book lover would absolutely love this. And there is also an equivalent for people who are fans of gardening. Gardeners, in fact. This is the bedside companion for book lovers. It's a heavy old book. It's a hardback and just, it's so pretty. It looks lovely for a start. And this says, an anthology of literary delights for every night of the year. So there's a different page for every night of the year. Let me show you. I'll just flick through a few pages so you can get an idea of, that's probably not helping at all, is it? But there's a page for each day. And sometimes it's just a little thought. Sometimes it's a little piece of poetry. Sometimes it's an excerpt from something else, and it's all about reading and books, and it's just lovely. I love the idea of having this by my bed and taking just a couple of minutes. I mean, some of them are really short, look at those. Just taking a couple of minutes each evening or morning to read whatever today's little thought or excerpt is. I think that for anybody who enjoys books and reading, this would just be a lovely gift. As I said, there's also, I'll put it up here, a equivalent one for gardeners, and I think that's lovely as well, reading something about gardening every evening. If you're a fan of growing things and being out in the garden and all of that, I think that would be a lovely gift for something a bit different for anybody who's into their gardening. I will obviously link both in the description box below if you are interested in either of those. Well, Ron, I've got some exciting news for you. Do you know what? I've ordered new cushions to go with your lovely furry throw on the sofa. You can tell how utterly thrilled he is by this information, can't you? Thrilled. It's time to make some dinner, and I'm watching Karen from the Geordie Grandma try on her Lucchiero box. At the same time, right, it is chicken fajitas of a sort. I've just chopped up peppers and onions in here and mixed them with fajita seasoning and a tablespoon of oil just to make the seasoning stick. Now, I normally do this with raw chicken breast, but I've actually got leftover chicken, cold chicken, cooked from Sunday's roast, which I'm going to put in instead. So I may need a little bit more liquid, because usually you get quite a lot of liquid obviously out of the chicken as it cooks, but that's had all the liquid cooked out of it already. I'm going to do some side dishes as well. I've got tortilla wraps there. I'm going to shred some of these little gem lettuces. Going to do some grated cheese, Mexican style rice. See, I told you I like microwave rice. And then various guacamole, salsa, sour cream, all that jazz. But first of all, I'm going to fry these up and make the chicken mix. Ashley's just, oh God, look at the state of me. Ashley's just amused me so much that I've told him he's got to recreate it for Vlogmas. So he's bought a Spanish ham, what's it called, a Serrano ham? From Lidl's, because they were doing cheap ones for 30 quid, if you want one. And we were eating it, and for some inexplicable reason discussing what the pig was called. And Ashley said it was called Derek, and I said it's more likely to be called something like Pedro because it's a Spanish pig, obviously. So Ashley thought about that for a minute and then said...
It's pimiento pig.
And I thought about that for a minute and then figured out that's Peppa Pig, isn't it? Because pimiento is Spanish for pepper. And we've all heard of Peppa Pig, haven't we?
She is no more.
Yeah, she was very tasty. And dinner is served. Chicken fajitas, grated cheese, lettuce, Mexican rice, and all the dips. Today's wise words are from Donna Ashworth. It's really okay if you're not feeling festive, if you're exhausted, weary and worn and can't muster up enough light inside you to sparkle. It's been tough, really tough. So don't push yourself too hard, but do stay grateful. Not because others have it worse than you, it's all relative, but because gratitude is the cornerstone of hope. And hope brings peace, and peace brings joy. And you deserve joy under the tree this year. You deserve it very much indeed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.